Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here on YouTube. It is May 4th, 1:30 p.m. Central Time-ish. We are looking at CKB Nervos Network on the 12-hour chart. For those of you that are confused as to why Nervos Network took a dip recently, I would suspect that people that saw my previous videos this week were not all that surprised, as I've been calling out this ending diagonal for the last few videos. I'm thinking that we might see this thing come down and hit this trend line around the 2-cent region. Now, we can see this ending diagonal here, but what I wanted to bring to your attention was when you look at the bigger picture of things, and this could possibly be the route or the channel CKB trades within until the next big crash happens. Now, if CKB dumps over this bottom trend line at any given time, at this point, I would be a little concerned as to if and when we are going to make a recovery. We would have to see some solid buying. We'd have to see some solid reversals happen. But for now, I'm not terribly concerned about this bottom falling off for CKB at the moment. Now, this isn't financial or trading advice. I'm just some crazy guy on the internet that likes to play with scientific data and maths. So, with that said, let's try to figure out what CKB might be doing in the near term future. Now, what we're going to end up doing is running a little bit of Fibonacci time zone. We're going to do some Fibonacci channeling as well to try to figure out when we might see some moves and what kind of channels we're going to be trading in upwards, because it is apparent that we have now kind of entered into this upward ending diagonal pattern. Now, I would love to see this pattern broken and shattered and a trend continue on, and that's certainly possible. But let's get going on this for now. We're going to zoom way in on this 12-hour chart, and what we can see here is that there is some heavy resistance in this area. Let's draw a horizontal trend line here. What does this make up? Well, if you can kind of picture it in your head, this is almost an ascending triangle that is forming. We could also spill downwards, but if you look at the grand scale of things, I think this trend would continue upwards. This very well could be the breaking point for CKB somewhere around early June. I'm not thinking that is going to happen. I'm hoping it doesn't happen. Keep that in mind, though, in the back of your head if you're holding CKB. So let's go ahead and run some basic Fibonacci. Okay, now what is this telling me? I want to see where some of these lines, bear with me 1 second while this chart kind of goes crazy. One thing I don't like about TradingView is the charts can get kind of like wonky really fast. Interestingly enough, there is a Fibonacci time zone near the end of this. I'm going to see if I can double confirm this. I'm kind of liking this swing high to this swing low. Let's just see if anything appears. You know what? I like this swing high to this swing low. Let's just check this out for a second. So right about there, maybe somewhere in here. And so what that does is in this area of time, we have a double confirmation of a Fibonacci time zone. So what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? Well, there's probably a higher probability of something occurring mid to early September, an event, a pivot point, something of that nature, a new high. You kind of get the drift. But circling back to where we are at right now, CKB is looking pretty good. Now, I know we've had this major bloodshed that has happened, but if we stay trading within this channel, we may see something kind of like this or something like this happen. So I think we're going to get one last chance to accumulate right around that 0.021 cent level, somewhere in there. And we might be able to play this if we can accumulate there, might be able to dump this at about 0.028. And maybe, this is always a dicey game because CKB could take off ripping. The further we work into this triangle, the more likely it is to take off ripping. So we'd have to really kind of play this, quite nicely. You may even want to just consider, again, this isn't financial or trading advice, this is just some crazy guy, but you may want to consider having a plan set up to maybe do a little scalping, increase your holdings, things like that. Now, if this happens, that would be wonderful, in my opinion, to see, primarily because at this point in time, we would have one hell of an ascending triangle. Folks, we'd be talking about a possible, multi-month formation of an ascending triangle. I think it would assume the upward trend that we are in, but it could assume this downward trend. Given these ending diagonal characteristics, I think we'd be likely to see a bullish run from here. Getting back to the Fibonacci channels, bear with me one second, folks. I'm having technical issues today. I'm thinking we'll measure off from like right here to maybe right here, and then up to here. I want to make sure that this is exact, folks, so bear with me one second here. I think right about there. Okay, that looks good. We could even come down to about here maybe and see what this looks like. I'm not liking that. I like this right here. Okay. So as you can kind of see, this could be the upward channel that we are kind of following. And let me point this out to you. So let's pretend for a second that we're right here at this point in time. And let's just pretend that we magically knew that right around this 4.5 cent mark was going to be a new high. The amount of work it takes to go and buying from here up to here and hold something like that, that's pretty incredible. And you need a lot of people dogpiling, resisting the temptation to sell gains to stick this. In addition, what we're also seeing is, the amount of effort from here up to here is quite a bit just to reach this. So we're looking at, the effort CKB is going to have to make to retest this 4.5 cent line from this ascending triangle. Stay with me, folks. And you can see that if we draw a horizontal line from this ascending triangle, let's just say for shits and giggles, this thing rips from the bottom up. Whoa. We can definitely see, the length difference that CKB has to travel. I mean, there's a significant, shorter amount. So that's one thing, as we squeeze into this ascending triangle, if you're concerned about CKB retesting this 4.5 cent level, which I have been very concerned about. I've wanted to see this happen. It's like a rematch, of your favorite fighters or something like that. But we have that going for us right now. This is my pure speculation that we just kind of do one of these and start up, maybe kind of test this 4.5. It might break down, and who knows, we might fall into another ascending triangle, or this could be, if this happens, maybe a cup and handle. You never know. I'm liking this setup right now, just the way it is. I know it sucks that CKB's been selling off, it seems like forever, since March 30th, folks. We just need some time, another couple weeks. This thing could run out to June 1st. I'm hoping it doesn't. Usually ascending triangles don't squeeze up into the very end of this corner. Usually the squeeze is so great by that time, they usually tend to make a decision a little bit earlier. It could even be at this Fibonacci time zone. I don't think so, but I'm thinking somewhere right in here is when we will make our bid for retest or, head back downwards. So there it is, folks. That's my TA on CKB for today. I did have some people message me, and they were asking me to look at Voyager coin. I'm sorry, I've been wanting to do a little bit of an analysis on that. I just haven't gotten around to it, folks. For me to get on and do a TA like this in depth, 10, 11 minutes out of my day it's very time consuming. I run about 2 to 3 businesses on the side, so everything is constantly grabbing for my attention. The only time I get rest is really when I turn my phone off and basically shut the power off to my whole house. So that's the fact, Jax. If you liked this TA, again, I really appreciate all the support you gave me in the last few videos. I mean, I just can't believe it. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you, and to all the new subscribers that I see are just welcome. And I'm glad you found this channel. I hope you find this channel fruitful. And on top of that, we will be following CKB daily going forward the rest of the week. I think it's going to be easy for me to sneak in a couple videos, maybe here and there, maybe do a couple doubles in one day. We'll see. For now, thank you very much for watching. I know this video went long, so if you're still with me, I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.